Thank you for watching the Truth Facts Logic YouTube channel. Right here is the URL of the web page we're going to discuss today. It's from cdc.gov, as you can see. This is some new information from the CDC, and I just want to focus a little bit on what is included in this report. It's a highly statistical analytical report, and so I'll let you look at it and decide for yourself. But I want to look at a couple of things here that are not reported in the news regularly, or rarely. They rarely are reported. So from here, this is a report, the Morbidity and Mortality Weekly Report, and we're looking at a period March 1st through December 31st of 2020. There's a lot of information here. No surprises, the CDC continues to recommend mask wearing and avoiding non-essential indoor spaces. This report adds some statistics. There's a lot of statistics in here. So these are added to this report, some of this information. And you can look at the implications for public health practice. There's nothing new here in the sense that the CDC is recommending mask wearing and limited or restricted indoor gatherings, restaurants, particular one of them. A couple of tables here that you can look at and compare. This is states that did issue mask mandates, and table 2 is states that do not issue mask mandates, and you can compare the two if you want to. What I want to focus on is we're going to scroll up from there. There's a section that's labeled discussions, and you can look at that, a discussion here. But I want to look at the last two paragraphs right above the section labeled discussions. And it talks about state-issued mask mandates in this paragraph, and then when the states allowed restaurants to reopen for on-premise dining in this paragraph. Again, a lot of statistics, references to the tables and the figures. I'm not interested in trying to debate anything else presented here. I'm just interested in pointing out a couple of sentences here. Right here, the CDC says daily case and death growth rates before implementation of mask mandates were not statistically different from the referenced period, and the referenced period is March 1st through December 31st, after the states had issued mandates. So daily case and death growth rates were not statistically different before or after mask mandates came into effect. The CDC says this. When was the last time you heard that on the news? And then during the study period, which we already identified, March through December 2020, states allowed restaurants to reopen for on-premise dining. And here, the daily death growth rates before restrictions were lifted were not statistically different from those during the reference period. This is the death growth rates. To be fair, in this reporting, the CDC did find significant differences in the daily case growth rates that were observed during this one time frame, 41 to 60 days before restrictions were lifted. So there was a difference in the daily number of cases in that time frame of 41 to 60 days before the restrictions were lifted. But death growth rates, not statistically different before and after lifting the no dining in. So just some information from the CDC that you can find yourself on the CDC website. And there is the URL again for you. You can find it yourself. The CDC admits that before and after mask mandates, before and after in restaurant dining, statistically non-existent change for the most part. So here's the information. Look it up and be informed.